Exercise number 13. Start. Sir, now some honorable members have expressed the fear that the management may misuse this power. Full stop. I have already made it clear that the present provision is already there in the Act, and this is an improvement. That we say that instead to forfeit wholly, he can have the opportunity or the power to forfeit it partially. Full stop. Regarding the question of the misuse of his power, supposing an employer misuses this power and he indiscriminately forfeits the gratuity, the employee has got the right to raise the dispute. Full stop. He can dispute it, contest it. Full stop. If the conciliation falls, he can go to the tribunal or to the labor court. Full stop. The labor courts are presided over by judicial officers. Full stop. Whatever the labor court decides is bringing on both the employees and the employers. Full stop. Therefore, it is not correct to say that this power of partial forfeiture will be misused. Full stop. I do not think this is going to be misused by the employer. Full stop. I feel that there are sufficient opportunities which are open to the employee to challenge such a misuse exercised by the management. Full stop. So it is definitely an improvement on the existing provision of the Act. Full stop. Next paragraph. Some honorable members expressed the opinion that sufficient time is taken in making the payment of gratuity. It is not being paid promptly. Full stop. I want to make it clear that the rules relating to the payment of gratuity already provided that an employee shall apply for payment of gratuity within 30 days from the date of gratuity becomes payable, and the employer has to make the payment within 30 days from the date of the receipt of the application for payment of gratuity. Full stop. So the time limit is already prescribed and he has to pay the amount as per time limit fixed in the rules. Full stop. Some honorable members wanted to know why this limit of 10 workers was prescribed. Full stop. It is because the Payment of Gratuity Act says that this is applicable only to the establishment. Full stop. In section 2, it is said to what category of industries and establishments it is applicable. Full stop. So, in the Act, it has been made clear that such other establishments or class of establishments in which 10 or more employees are employed or were employed on any day of the preceding 2 months by notification, especially in this behalf. Full stop. We have got the powers. The government has got the power. Full stop. Next paragraph. It is applicable only to the establishment where the workers are 10 or more. Full stop. Now the question is why it should not be made applicable to all the establishments irrespective of the member of workers. Question mark. The question is whether an employer having 2, 3, 4 or 5 workers has got that capacity, full stop. He has not got that capacity at all, full stop. When he has not got the capacity, full stop. He has not got the capacity. What is the use of having legislation and thrusting that legislation on him? Question mark. Therefore, what we felt was that so far as this legislation is concerned, it should be made applicable only to bigger establishments which can employ at least 10 or more workers, full stop. Then I want to tell the honorable members that government has got the powers to extend this act to other establishments also, full stop. Accordingly, the central government has specified motor transport undertakings, clubs, chambers of commerce and industry, association, federations, inland water transport establishment and such local bodies in which 10 or more persons are employed. Full stop. Next paragraph. Wherever the government feels that it should be extended to other establishments, it has already extended, and if there are any good cases for extension of this, full stop. Government is prepared to consider those cases and bring them under that category and extend the application of Payment of Gratuity Act to close establishments also, full stop. Now we have come to the conclusion that it is necessary to amend the definition of continuous service under the Industrial Disputes Act also, full stop. It is similar, however, it has become necessary to amend the definition of continuous service in the Payment of Gratuity Act because of the judgment of the Supreme Court, full stop. It is possible that we may have to carry out similar amendments in the Industrial Disputes Act in due course, full stop. Next paragraph. Why we have brought this measure, you will agree, is that because the Supreme Court has said in its judgment that unless he has put in 240 days of continuous service, he will not be considered to be in service and will not be entitled to gratuity, full stop. What we have said is for the definition of continuous service, he will be considered to be in continuous service even if he is on unauthorized leave unless he has been punished by the management, and for punishing the worker the management has to punish under the standing orders, full stop. They cannot punish him offhand according to their whims, full stop. If he has to punish him, certain procedure is there which has to be gone through, full stop. After completing the procedure, only he can punish him, full stop. If the employer is misusing the powers, then the employer can raise the Industrial Disputes Act, full stop and over.